Oh. Okay, so we're just going to take ourselves onto the mat. Apologies about the lighting. We still haven't got any curtains, but it's all good. Right, so nice and grounded through the feet. Just going to notice that connection of the feet to the ground. We're going to shift side to side, mobilizing through the feet. So we can exaggerate that movement by lifting up through the sides of the feet. And then we're going to shift forward and back. So again, kind of notice the connection of 10 toes onto the ground and the balls of the feet. And then we're going to take it right up onto the toes, press down through the big toe. So we find that sweet spot at the top where we could hold that if we would like to. And then we rock back onto the heels. So just activating with the undersides of the feet, up into the calves. We're going to do one more. We relax that down and we're going to take it into a single leg stance. So lengthen through the supporting side, ground it through the foot. We're going to lift up through one leg. We're going to circle through the ankle. So the goal is to be able to do this without holding on. However, balance isn't the key focus here, it's ankle mobility. So if you need to use fingertips on a wall, you can. Nice big full circles through the ankle, and then we change direction. And then we're going to, same foot, but we're going to lower that leg down. So the legs are, I've got nice kind of symmetry through the thighs, and that nice alignment. And then we're going to circle through the ankle with the foot behind us. Nice big full circles, and then we change direction. Okay, we change to the other side. So length through the supporting side, lift up through the foot. I've got my knee and my hip about 90 degrees, and we circle through the ankle. And then we change direction. And then we're going to draw the legs so we've got a nice alignment of the thighs, and then we're going to circle that ankle behind us. And change direction. Complicate the ankle tonight. Okay, relax that down. We're going to continue with a little bit of stretch and release through the lower body. So we're going to take ourselves down onto the mat. So as efficiently as you possibly can, down onto the mat, and we're going to take it into a lying position. Okay, so we're going to take one leg down straight, ground the hip, ground the leg, and we're going to take hold of the hamstring with the other leg. Okay, so at the moment the knee's bent. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is point the toes. So the leg that's drawn towards us, we point the toes. Okay, with the toes pointed, we're going to straighten out through that leg. We're then going to pull the toes towards us and take the heel to the sky, and then we're going to bend through the knee. So point the toes, straighten at the knee, toes to the sky. Draw the toes towards us, push the heel to the sky, and then bend the knee. So we point the toes, straighten the leg, toes pointed to the sky. Draw the toes towards us, heel to the sky, bend the knee. And we're going to do that one more time. Point the toes, straighten the leg, heel to the sky, and bend the knee. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side. So we straighten the leg we've just worked is grounded to the hip and the leg itself. Pick hold of the hamstring. We're going to point the toes, straighten the leg, Draw the toes towards us so we've got the heel to the sky, and then bend the knee. Point the toes. Straighten the leg, toes to the sky. Draw the toes towards us, heel to the sky, bend the knee. We go again, point the toes. Straighten the leg. Heel to the sky, bend the knee. One final repetition. Point the toes. Straighten the leg. Draw the toes towards us, heel to the sky, and we bend the knee. Amazing. From there, we're going to draw both knees towards the chest, and we're going to take the arms out to the side. Okay, from here, we're going to use the legs separately, but to assist the move, just to assist one another. Okay, so we draw one leg over to the side into a rotation. The top leg follows. Okay, the top leg draws back to center, the bottom leg follows. Okay, so they're working separately, but to support one another. So the top leg draws back to center, the bottom leg follows. And we're just going to do that for a couple more repetitions. And then we can progress that on if it feels right to do so. Okay, so the more the legs work simultaneously, so they lower down to the side together, they draw back up together, the more challenging the exercise is, the more it becomes a core stabilization exercise. Okay, the shoulders remain grounded. Okay, so they're velcroed to the ground. And with this, you get to decide how the legs work, yeah? It could be that there's just a little bit of individual working there, but they're almost working together. Figure out what works. We're getting that nice rotation through the body. Okay, we're going to do one more repetition. And then we're going to take ourselves onto our side. Okay, so this is another rotation exercise. You can place your head on a cushion if you would like to, if that's more comfortable for you. Otherwise, the head's grounded, the underneath arm, we untuck the shoulder, the arms out in front of us. Okay, so a little bit different to what we normally do. We're going to straighten the bottom leg and bend the top leg. Okay, so the top leg comes down towards the ground and we're anchored through the pelvis. So if this feels a little bit uncomfortable, you can take a cushion and place it under the top knee, okay? So that's always an option. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the top hand, we're going to glide it forward like we normally do, except this time we're going to open the chest. So we're taking the hand to the sky and then we rotate back. If you're a little bit unsure, just take a look at the video. So we're reaching forward to begin with, and then we're going to take the hand to the sky and rotate that back. So we're looking at the chest, pointing towards the sky, and then we close it up. Reach forward. Open the book. Nice release through the back. And then close the book. And we're going to do one more. Reach it forward. And open. And we close. Amazing. So we switch to the other side now. Okay, so again, you can use a cushion for the head if you need to. We're going to straighten the bottom leg, bend the top knee, okay? So we're anchored through that pelvis. However, if that's not very comfortable, place a cushion underneath the top knee, okay? And then we're going to reach the hand all the way forward. And then we're opening the book, so we take the hand to the sky and we rotate back. So this is a really good one if you've got any side-to-side difference, yeah? We reach it forward. So I know on this side, it's quite evident that I've got more movement into that rotation. So it's just something that we can work on and we can practice. So we glide the hand forward, then we open the book, we take the hand to the sky and then rotate that back. We're going to do one more of those. We reach all the way forward. We open the book. And then we're going to take ourselves into the 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to work through the cat-cow and the thread the needle. So this can be done in a standing position if kneeling isn't an option. Okay, so what I mean by that is you can place your hands back in center and we can lift and lower. So we're working through that cat-cow. The same with the rotation. So we can take the hand to the sky, glide the hand through. Okay, so they're the options if kneeling isn't great. So 4-point kneeling position, we're working through the cat-cow. We're going to draw the belly button all the way up to the sky. Under through the tailbone, bridge through those shoulders, and then we lower the belly button down towards the ground, tailbone back, lift through the chest. Here we go again. Lift it all the way up to the sky. And then we work into that cow position. So belly button down, tailbone back, lift through the chest. Okay, so we're going to add just a little bit more to it. We take it into the cat. So lift up through the chest bone, through the belly button, to the tailbone under. We maintain the cat and we sit the bottom halfway back. So the hands are still connected to the ground, but we're unloading the wrists. From there, maintaining the cat, we lift all the way back up to 4-point kneeling, and then we take it into the cow. Tailbone back, lift through the chest. Here we go again. Into the cat, all the way up. We sit the bottom halfway back towards the heels, maintaining the cat position through the spine. We lift back up and over, we're still in that cat position, and then we take it into the cow. And we're going to do that once more. Belly button to the sky. Into the cat, sit the bottom halfway back, maintain connection of the hands to the ground. Okay, we lift back up into that 4-point kneeling position, maintaining the cat, and then we take it into the cat. Okay, settle back to neutral. We're going to work through the thread and needle. So we're going to take the hand to the sky, and then we're going to thread the arm through. So this should be fairly familiar to you. Okay, it's that normal variation or that the normal thread the needle. Okay, so hand to the sky, and then we glide the hand between the grounded knee and shoulder and hand. Take the hand to the sky. We glide. through. We're going to do one more. This time, as we glide it through, we're going to relax down through the head, neck and shoulder. The arms glided through, and we're just going to take a moment to settle in this position. Amazing. Okay, we bring ourselves up and out of that, back into that 4-point kneeling position. Okay, we go the other side now. So hands to the sky. We glide the arms through. Nice fluent movement. Hands to the sky. We glide the arms through. Really nice for that rotation around the rib cage, shoulder, mid-back. We're going to do one more repetition, and this time we're going to thread the hand through and relax the head, neck and shoulder down to the ground. Just take a nice big breath. Relax into that position. Amazing. Okay, bring that back up. So, you either maintain it how it was, so we'll do another short set of thread the needles, or we can progress it on. And how we progress it on, it looks like this. Okay, so remember we either thread the needle, okay, or kind of level 2 would be to walk the hands forward, shift the weight onto the hands, so we're loading the abdominals. But this time we're not going to thread, we're just taking the hand to the sky, okay? So you either just do what we've just done, or if you want to load the body more, you walk the hands out so you're still on your knees, and we're just taking a hand to the sky, so we're not threading it through. If you want to make this even more challenging, we take it into the front press position, okay? So if this is your limit, you can just keep it there. If you want to add more, we're going to take one hand to the sky, okay? And then we draw it back down into the front press position, okay? We go the other way. So you can see I've rotated on my feet, okay? Strong through the shoulder. We draw it back round into the front press position. Okay, up we go. Strong through the shoulder. We draw it back. And one final repetition. We come over. We draw it back. We take those knees down, and we're just going to sit the bottom back towards the heels into that child's pose position. So remember, you can modify this if this doesn't feel particularly great for you. It might be that you draw the bottom away from the heels, rest the head on the hands, or you may just draw the arms down by your side, whatever feels good for you. If this isn't an option, you can just take yourself into a seated position, because we're just going to take a moment to breathe. Nice big full deep breaths. With that breath out, I want you to just allow the body to relax down towards the mat. Nice big full breaths. Amazing. Okay, so from there, we're going to bring ourselves into a high kneeling position. So this next exercise can be done in a standing position with a staggered stance. Okay, so standing position would be staggered stance, both feet grounded, tailbone tucked under, nice strong core. High kneeling would be one leg forward, about 90 degrees at the front knee, tailbone under. Okay, so whichever way you're working, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, yeah? So, the same side of hand as the front leg points forward. Okay, so it points forward in the direction of the knee and the thumb is facing the sky. Okay, like we did in a side lying position, the other hand is coming forward to meet it. Okay, it's going to just glide forward past the hand, and then we're going to open the book. And the key here is to open through the hips, yeah? So we open the book, fingertips are facing the back foot, or pointing in the direction of the back foot, and then we close the book, okay? So we reach forward. So the reach is not driving forward through the lower body, the reach is through the shoulder. We open the book, okay? Nice open hips. We're going to close. We reach forward, glide forward with the shoulder, and we open the book. Amazing. We close it, and we're going to do one more repetition. Glide forward, open it out. Amazing. And we bring it back in. We're going to switch to the other side. I'm so sorry, the sun is not in a great position. We need to stick some curtains desperately on the to-do list. Right, so other side now, tailbone under, whether you're in a standing position, staggered feet, or in high kneeling, tailbone under. Nice strong core position. Okay, same side of hand as the front leg. Hand comes out. The other hand comes to meet it. We glide through the shoulder, and then we open the book. Okay, so we're opening through the hips. Okay, we close the book, and we glide the hand forward. We open the book. Amazing. We close it, and we glide the hand forward. We open the book. We close it. And we've got one more repetition. We glide forward, and then we open everything out. We close it, and then we bring ourselves back into the high kneeling position. If you're already standing, we're going to take ourselves up there anyway. The toes on the ground, roll back onto the balls of the feet, and then we bring it into a nice, strong, standing position. Okay, so the next exercise, we're going to take a squat position with the feet, maybe a little bit wider, because what I want you to be able to do is we're going to take ourselves into a forward fold position. Okay, so forward fold position. And the fingertips coming down to the toes. If you need to bend the knees, you can. Fingertips are coming down to the toes, and we're kind of anchoring the fingertips a little bit in this position. Now, we're going to bend the knees as if we were squatted. However, the arms are coming on the inside of the legs. Okay, so we're not on the out. The arms are not on the outside. The arms are coming on the inside of the legs. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a huge movement. It can be a little movement to begin with, but we're just bending and straightening through those legs. Now the goal is to be able to take that into a deeper movement. Okay, Remember, we straighten through those legs, and then we bend it into that squat. Healthy. Bring it up. We're bending through the knee. Oh, nice. Bending through the knees and then bringing it up. Okay. Then we've got one more repetition of that. Oh, that feels pretty biggie. Okay, so we bend into that squat and then draw it up and we bring it into a standing position. Okay, so nice wide feet now, and we're just going to wiggle it out through those hips. Okay, so that one is a pretty one really, because I find it a little bit more challenging than what I think it should be when I do it. Okay, so a little wiggle through the hips, and then we are going to circle through those hips. So side, forward, side, and scoop it round with the bottom. Okay, so kind of like, well, I'm taking a guess that it's like hula hooping, but I was never really good at it. Okay, but we're just focusing on the movement through the pelvis, opening through the hips. And if you're carrying any tension through the inner thighs, then this will really help to release it. If you've got some restrictions with the hip joint itself, really, really good. And then we're going to change direction. Scoop that around. Side. Scoop it round with the bottom, side, open, forward. And it's a really nice, nourishing movement. It can feel a bit awkward at first. However, once you've got that rhythm, that kind of, it feels a bit more natural. It's a really super nourishing movement. Okay, we bring it back into a narrow stance now, and we're going to draw the knees down, the hands down to the knees, and we're just going to circle through those knees. Again, super nourishing. Okay, we want to keep the feet as grounded as possible, but not rigid. If they need to lift, that's okay. Now, what I want you to try and do this one is, as you circle the knees, as you come into that knee bend, I want you to take it as deep as you can into that knee bend. So even if you need to take a moment to pause, you're taking it deep into that knee bend. And circle it round. And then we're going to change direction. So remember, nice and deep into the knee bend as we create that circle. Once more. And we're going to bring it up into standing position. Okay, so the next exercise, again, it kind of all works with this nice kind of rotation theme. We're going to take the feet into a squat stance again, or maybe a little bit wider than you would usually take it. Okay, the toes are not facing forward, we're allowing them to just point out at around 30-degree angle. Okay, and then we're going to move through the squat and rotation. However, what we're going to try and do is move into the squat and then rotate and rotate. Yeah, so we're holding squat position. If you feel like you lose form, if you feel like it doesn't feel good, you can bring yourself back out of it and do an individual squat and rotation and then bring it back up. Yeah. So we're going to take it down into a squat. Okay, nice and comfortable into that squat. And you can see I'm actually tipping forward a little bit, and that's okay because we're going to draw one hand down to the floor, one hand to the sky. Bring it back to that neutral position. One hand to the ground, one hand to the sky. Bring it back to that neutral position. I'm almost resting a hand on there to support me a little bit in between repetitions. Okay, nice position, and we switch. We're going to do one more on each side. Bring it back to center. Final repetition. We lifted up and out of that. I don't know whether it's because my legs are tired anyway, but that really burnt a little bit. Ooh. Okay, amazing. From there, we're going to draw a heel to the bottom. So if balance is an issue with this one, the key focus is not balance. So use fingertips on a wall or on a piece of furniture. Okay. Think about how this stretch and release feels for you. We scoop the tailbone under. Okay, so we scoop it under so that we get some really nice release through the front of the thigh. And then we're going to switch the other side. So bottom towards the heel. Scoop the tailbone under so we've got that nice release down through the front of the thigh. And then we relax that down. And we take ourselves down onto the mat into a seated position. Okay. I know you can see the Tiggy's bottom, but if you could see it from this angle, she's like half on the sofa and half hanging off, but fast asleep. It would be so nice to be able to sleep anywhere like that, wouldn't it? Okay, so first of all, next exercise, we're just going to start by rotating the knees from side to side. So you can see I'm using the fingertips down behind me to assist in a nice fluid movement. Okay, that's the key to it. Should feel low level, nice and easy. And we're just rolling from one side to the next, yeah? No tension through the shoulders or neck. Nice, easy rolling from side to side. Okay, so with the next exercise, this is, if you need to go back to this, if you need to regress, take it down a notch, then this is what you'll come back to. Okay, so we widen the feet and take a staggered leg position or a Z leg position. Okay, so we can use the hands to assist us, but the back leg is going to be the leg that moves. Okay, so we can just take that back a little bit. Okay, and what we're going to do from here is we're going to bring the heels together. So we tap the heels together and then we bring that leg back down. Okay, so we lift up the leg, the back leg, we tap the heels together and then we place it back down. Okay, so it's about that control. Lift up, tap the heels, take it back down. Okay, we lift up, tap the heels, we take it back down. Okay, same side, we're going to change the exercise slightly. Okay, so the back leg is the one that moves still. The hands are there to support us if you need it. Okay, we're lifting this foot up, bringing it round so that the leg is pointing in the direction of the underneath knee. And we're going to use the hand to support that. Okay, so we've got this rotation round. Okay, if you're a bit confused, don't worry. Just do what you think's best, or do your best, and then play this back and check the technique and details, yeah? So back leg lifts up, swoops round. This time we've got a straight leg and it's pointing it in the direction of the underneath knee. Okay, and then we scoop it back round. Okay, so incredible. The hip mobility and engagement. Okay, we lift up through that back leg, we glide it round. The foot is pointing in the direction of the underneath knee, and then we scoop it back round. We're going to do one more of those. Lift that back leg, bring it round. Okay, bring it back. Okay, amazing. Switch to the other side. So at any point you can take it back to those rotations. Okay, notice what it feels like on this side compared to the first. The first thing we do, use the hands to help us. Heels tap together. We replace that leg down. If you want to take that back leg further back a little bit, you can. We tap the heels together. Okay, and we'll bring that leg back around. Good. Okay, really. Tap the heels together. Bring it round. I'm going to do one more of those. So I actually feel it's quite challenging on this side tonight for some reason. Okay, good. Okay, so the next exercise, this back leg, lifts and scoops round. It's a straight leg, it's in the direction of that underneath front knee, underneath knee, and then scoop it back round. Okay, we lift up through the back leg, scoop it round. Okay, and then we bring it back. And we're trying to become less reliant on the hands with the movement. Okay, it's about doing the exercise safe and beneficial. It feels good. Okay, we scoop it back round. And we're going to do one more of those. Okay, we scoop it round. We bring it back. Amazing. Okay, from there we're just going to bring ourselves into a lying position. We're going to hook the knees to the chest, give them a little wiggle, massage that lower back into the mat. Okay, so we place the feet down onto the ground and we're going to work through the shoulder bridge. So the first thing we do is scoop the tailbone under, flatten the lower back to the mat. And we take the pelvis up to the sky, squeeze through the glutes, rounded through the feet, and then we roll down one vertebrae. So just getting the body used to that movement. If you feel like the hamstrings are doing tons of work, okay, then draw your heels towards your bottom a little bit more. Encourages the glutes to work. Scoop under, flatten the lower back. Once we're at the top, we always make sure we squeeze through the bum cheeks. And then we roll it down. Okay, so to this evening, we're going to stagger the stance. So we draw one heel right towards the bottom and we step one foot out away from us. And then we work through the shoulder bridge. The goal is to keep the pelvis as level as possible as we move up through the shoulder bridge. So we scoop under, we take the pelvis to the sky and we squeeze through the glutes. We roll it back down and we go again. We scoop under. We take the pelvis to the sky and then we roll it back down. Go again, all the way up. And roll it down. And we're going to do one more of those before we switch to the other side. Squeeze through the glutes and roll it down. And we switch the legs. Heel to the bottom, step the other foot out, so we're just switching to the other side. Exactly the same. Scoop the tailbone under, flatten the lower back. Lead with the pelvis to the sky, squeeze through the glutes, nice level pelvis, and then we roll it down. Okay, we go again, scoop under, pelvis to the sky, squeeze through your glutes, and then we roll it. Okay, we go again, scoop under, take it to the sky. We roll it down, and final repetition. Scoop under, take it to the sky. We roll down. You straighten through the legs, you take the arms overhead. Stretch everything out. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Just gently draw the belly button towards the spine to get a nice release around that rib cage. You can even use your hand to kind of feel if there's any tension spots around that rib cage near the abdominals. Just stretch it out, stretch everything out. We're going to take the arms out to the side. And we're going to bend the knees, and this time we're doing the rotation but purely for release and what's the word, mobility, okay? So we're lowering over, both feet remain rounded in a sense that nothing's lifting up off the ground. And we're just rolling from side to side. So rolling through that pelvis, got the connection of the feet to the ground. As we go from side to side, one foot will lift up the ground, but it's nice and low level. Mobility, release, keep the shoulders grounded. And then when you're ready, just take yourself into a nice comfortable position, wherever that may be. And we're just going to take a moment to breathe, to try and create a state of calm through the body. Just give ourselves a moment to unwind and relax. So the first thing we do is notice the body's connection to the ground. Okay, and then we're going to take our focus onto our breathing pattern. So as you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're filling your body with air right down to your pelvis. So as you breathe in, you get a nice expansion out through the rib cage and a gentle rise through the tummy. And then as you breathe out, we notice the connection of the body to the ground, and we allow it to melt out a little bit more. So we're really focusing on relaxation through the body. With the mind, we're just momentarily disconnecting from everything around us. Really zoning into our breath and our body. Remember, with that breath out, we're just allowing the body to melt down towards the mat, towards the ground. Just letting go of any tension you may be holding on to. So we're just going to add a count to the breath. And we're going to breathe in for the count of 4. We're going to pause our breath for the count of 4. We're going to breathe out for the count of 6. And then we pause our breath for the count of 4. With all the 4s, except for a longer breath out, which is 6. So find your rhythm. Allow the breath to feel comfortable. And allow the mind to focus on the count. We bring ourselves back to our natural breath. Give our fingers a wiggle, we give our toes a wiggle. We're just going to take a moment to move in a way that we feel would be most beneficial for us right now. So if that means you staying nice and still and focusing on the breath, then go for it. It may be something as simple as drawing knees to the chest, maybe circling the ankles. On that awakening note, we're going to bring ourselves into a seated position. We're going to take the legs out in front of us and the hands down behind us. We're going to lift and open through the chest. Nice big full breaths. We're then going to cross the legs and take ourselves into a nice lengthened position through the spine, grounded to the seat bones. We're going to relax the hands down to the knees. We're going to take the chin down to the chest and we're going to roll the ear to the shoulder. We roll back down to center and over to the other side. Ear to the shoulder. We roll it back to center. Okay, so we can either keep it as it is, or we can create a nice big full circle where we extend the neck so we're glancing to the sky and we roll it down. Nice big full circle, and then we switch. We roll all the way round. Okay, so remember that's optional. You can just keep it at that semicircle. If we're doing a big full circle, we alternate. We want to do one circle in one direction and then switch. It's really, really great for neck mobility. We bring it back to center, we lengthen right to the crown of the head. We're going to float the fingertips to the sky. Scissor the arms. The front arm comes across the body onto the outside of the opposite leg. The other hand comes down behind us and we glance over towards the back shoulder. We allow the arms to assist us into that rotation, maintaining a length through the spine. We bring it back to center and we go to the other side, float the fingertips to the sky, scissor the arms, the front hand comes across the body, onto the outside of the opposite leg, the back hand comes down behind us, and we glance over to the back shoulder. We relax back to centre, and we are done and stood.